Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NBC News reports on promising long-term results from an early-stage clinical trial for a personalized mRNA vaccine against pancreatic cancer. Of the 16 patients in the Phase 1 trial, 8 responded to the treatment by producing an immune response. 6 years post-treatment, 7 of these 8 responders are still alive. Notably, Donna Gustafsson, the first patient to receive the vaccine in February 2020, remains cancer-free. The personalized mRNA vaccines are designed to harness a patient's immune system to target and destroy lingering or new cancer cells after surgical tumor removal, which is typically followed by chemotherapy. This research suggests that, contrary to previous beliefs, pancreatic cancer patients can generate a potent immune response, specifically involving killer T cells bolstered by helper T cells. While scientists like Dr. Vinod Balachandran, who led the trial, and Dr. Robert Vonderheid acknowledge these results are early and from a small group, they represent a significant step forward in treating one of the deadliest cancers. A larger Phase 2 trial is already underway. Al Jazeera reports that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy, IRRC, has declared the Strait of Hormuz closed, warning that any ship attempting to pass through the waterway will be targeted. This dramatic reversal occurred less than 24 hours after the critical shipping lane had been briefly reopened. The IRGC Navy stated that the strait would remain closed until the United States lifts its naval blockade on Iranian vessels and ports, claiming the blockade violates the ongoing ceasefire in the U.S.-Israel war on Iran. Mohammad Bagher Qalibaf, Iran's senior negotiator, condemned the U.S. blockade as a clumsy and ignorant decision. Over a dozen commercial ships had passed through the strait during its brief reopening before the IRGC's new directive, which was followed by reports of Iranian gunboats firing on 2 commercial vessels. U.S. President Donald Trump responded by asserting that Iran could not blackmail Washington and vowed the naval blockade would remain in full force if a ceasefire deal isn't reached by Wednesday. Al Jazeera correspondents noted the situation is back to square one, with 2 competing blockades in place. Iran is reportedly using the strait to convey messages and demonstrate leverage to the Americans. Iran's chief negotiator and parliament speaker, Mohammad Bagher Qalibaf, announced that while some progress has been made in talks with the United States, significant differences continue to exist between the 2 nations. Speaking to Al Jazeera, Qalibaf stated that the U.S., which he referred to as the enemy, resorted to conveying messages through intermediaries after its direct warnings and ultimatums failed to yield desired results. He explained that Iran agreed to a temporary ceasefire to accommodate American demands, while former U.S. President Donald Trump accepted it due to Iran's victory on the battlefield. Other rand suf, brach rand madonin tist and supple gob. Today, Iranian regime and dismantle its offensive and missile capabilities, firmly asserting that Iran is not Venezuela. This news is from Lentikit, Sabah. According to NBC News, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is under renewed pressure to resign following revelations that his choice for UK ambassador to Washington, Peter Mandelson, was appointed despite failing security checks. Security officials had recommended against his appointment in early 2025 due to his past friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, a recommendation which the Foreign Office overruled. Starmer expressed absolute fury at being kept in the dark, calling the situation staggering and unforgivable, and has pledged to address Parliament on Monday. Opposition leaders, including Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch and Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey, have voiced disbelief at Starmer's claims of unawareness, suggesting he misled Parliament and the public. Documents released in March showed Starmer had ignored internal warnings about Mandelson's reputational risk. Mandelson, whose expertise was initially valued for securing a trade deal with the Trump administration, was fired in September 2025 for lying about his Epstein links. Further Epstein-related documents released in February revealed the closeness of their relationship and suggested Mandelson passed sensitive government information to Epstein in 2009. Mandelson was arrested on February 23 on suspicion of misconduct in public office and has been released without bail as the investigation continues. Daily Express reports on the construction of Bugesera International Airport in Rwanda, set to become Africa's largest airport with a total cost of £1.5 billion, ruble 5 billion. The first phase of this ambitious project is expected to conclude between 2027 and 2028, featuring a 3,750-meter runway, a 130,000 square meter terminal, and extensive cargo facilities designed to handle 8 million passengers annually. Shortly after, a second phase will introduce another runway and further expand capacity to a remarkable 14 million travelers per year by 2032. Supported by the Qatar government, with Qatar Airways tasked to build, own, and operate the facility, this new airport is anticipated to be a pivotal development for the entire African continent, drawing significant foreign investment. Located about 17 miles south of the Rwandan capital, Kigali, it aims to serve as a vital regional hub, alleviating pressure on the existing Kigali International Airport. Additionally, the airport will boast a dedicated cargo terminal with an impressive annual capacity of 150,000 tons. Rwanda also harbors ambitions to host a Formula One Grand Prix nearby, potentially placing the new airport on the world stage even sooner. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.